Human skeleton. Every human being has a frame. This framework is made up of bones. Actually, the frame is composed of around 270 bones at birth. This framework is what is called skeleton. The total number of bones reduces from about 270 at birth to around 206 bones by adulthood after some bones get fused together. The mass of this bones make up about 14% of the total body weight. This is about 10 to 11 kilograms for an average person. Why is your skeleton so important to you? The skeleton serves the following major functions. Support. The skeleton provides the framework which supports the body and maintains its shape. The pelvis, associated ligaments and muscles provide a floor for the pelvic structures. Without the rib cages, costal cartilages and intercostal muscles, the lungs would collapse. Movement. The joints between bones allow movement. Movement is powered by skeletal muscles which are attached to the skeleton at various sites on bones. Muscles, bones and joints provide the principal mechanics for movement, all coordinated by the nervous system. Protection. The skeleton helps to protect vital internal organs from being damaged. The skull protects the brain. The vertebrae protect the spinal cord. The ribcage, spine and sternum protect the lungs, heart and major blood vessels. Blood cell production. The skeleton is the site of hematopoiesis, the development of blood cells that takes place in the bone marrow. In children, hematopoiesis occurs primarily in the marrow of the long bones as the femur and tibia. In adults, it occurs mainly in the pelvis, cranium, vertebrae and sternum. Storage. The bone matrix can store calcium and is involved in calcium metabolism. Bone marrow can store iron in ferritin and is involved in iron metabolism. What are bones made of? Bones are made up of a mixture of sulfate, calcium, oxygen, phosphorus, hydrogen and carbon. Endocrine regulation. Bone cells release a hormone called osteocalcin which contributes to the regulation of blood sugar, glucose, and fat deposition. Osteocalcin increases both insulin secretion and sensitivity, in addition to boosting the number of insulin-producing cells and reducing stores of fat. Skeleton disorders. One of the most common skeletal disorder is osteoporosis. This is a side-to-side curve in the back or spine, often creating a pronounced C or S shape when viewed on an X-ray of the spine. This condition is most apparent during adolescence and is most common with females. Arthritis. Arthritis is a disorder of the joints. This involves inflammation of one or more joints. The joints affected may be painful to move. They may also move in unusual directions or may be completely immobile. The most common form of arthritis is osteoarthritis. It can affect both the larger and smaller joints of the human skeleton. The cartilage in the affected joints will degrade, soften and wear away. This decreases the mobility of the joints and decreases the space between bones where cartilage should be. Osteoporosis. Osteoporosis is a disease of bones where there is reduced bone mineral density. This increases the likelihood of fractures. Osteoporosis is most common in women after menopause. It's called postmenopausal osteoporosis. It may also develop in men and premenopausal women in the presence of particular hormonal disorders and other chronic diseases or as a result of smoking and medications. Osteoporosis usually has no symptoms until a fracture occurs. Osteoporosis treatment. This includes quitting smoking, reducing alcohol consumption, regular exercise, healthy diet. Calcium and vitamin D supplements may also be advised.